My first name, Edefuan, means the sun is risen, and my last name, Ulofoshio, means not afraid of war. My dad came here in '87, and he was in Nigeria, just working, and when he finally had the resources to come to the United States, my uncle was in Alaska. That was my dad's only resource, so he just followed him to Alaska, and then a couple years later, my mom followed suit, and then I'm born in Alaska. I remember sometimes where the Northern Lights came out and it was just kind of glaring a little bit, and you're just like, wow, this is definitely something that you don't see in every state. The recruiting atmosphere in Alaska isn't necessarily the greatest, and I knew I wanted to play in college and then play at the highest level possible, but my mom, she was trying to find an internship in Alaska, but she couldn't find one. The only one she found was in Las Vegas, and I kind of used that as a opportunity, just let's just jump on this. I'm coming with you. I'm going to high school in Nevada, and that was just kind of my one shot, so I kind of just jumped on it. It's like a whole culture change. First, you're talking about the weather. You're going from a really cold climate to a really hot climate. And the first summer was not very kind to me. And one of the things that I learned at Gorman was just how to really play football, just little schematics of it. I had offers from Robert Morris and NAU, and I didn't want to turn them down because they're full ride scholarships to colleges, you should be grateful for them. But ultimately, deep inside, I felt like I could go to a better school. And one of the hard conversations I had was to tell my parents that I wanted to walk on, and they were like, we support you no matter what. If you wanted to go to those schools, you would have already committed. The only visit we really took D1-wise was Washington. Out of nowhere, one of the coaches from Washington, he calls me, he's like, hey man, how you doing? We want to offer you a PWO to go to Washington. And I literally said, yep, we're good. I'm finna commit. He's like, you sure you don't want to talk to your parents about this? No, I'm 100% sure that they're gonna be okay with me making this decision. By the time I got my chance to play against Oregon State, I wasn't even nervous. I was just ready to go, ready to play.
It's Saturday afternoon. Pac-12 football gets no better than this.
I'm running down kickoff and literally beelining straight to the returner, and he jukes me. So instead of just putting on the play, I just just running to the ball, just playing football, and kind of just punch him as I'm tackling him, and the ball just comes out.
And a loose ball, and the Huskies say they have it. Fumble kick return.
The play's over, I'm like, oh my God, I just forced a fumble on my first play. The most insane thing that's ever happened.
The Huskies got through. Edefuan Ulofoshio with the sack.
It was January 2020, and it was the first meeting we had with Lake.
Another example on defense. You got Eddie. Where's Eddie at? Walk on. Alaska, boom, he comes here. Physical, forced fumble on kickoff his freshman year. Keeps grinding, bam, just hitting people, playing physical. Got his opportunity, became a starter. You're on scholarship.
It just makes you think about all the hard work that you put in at that point. So it was really nice to have that moment. When I get my degree, I want to help low-income communities and countries gain access to better health. When I went to Nigeria most recently this past summer, you see certain things. There's people with with no arms or in wheelchairs, and it's just these people just be treated. I think public health can do something that can help these populations even better. Let's just say you're in a low-income community or country and you have illness or an injury, right? There's usually some sort of treatment plan for that. But in a capitalist society like the United States, these things get extremely expensive. In other countries, probably even more expensive because they're from out of seas. So let's just say that you do pay for it. You're already stressing for money, and now you have this giant medical bill, right? Let's say that you don't take it, or you take a cheaper option. Well, it might not be as effective, and if it's not as effective, that means you don't really truly recover, which means you might be sick or injured again. And all that ties into this whole cycle of poverty and health. 5 years from now, I hope to be playing football still, but at the same time, I hope to have started opening up my connections in the public health field.